Hello, Helena. It's Emily McVeigh, Executive Director of the United Way of the Lewis and Clark area. I'm here this week with my friend Jeff from United Way. We're going to talk about a lot of the things we have coming up at United Way. We always think about springtime as our downtime, but really it's not. We have a lot of projects coming up, a lot of things that we support in the community, and just a lot of things to share. So I'll start with free tax clinics. We help support the free tax clinics here in town. This year is going to look a little bit different. Rural Dynamics has in the past brought a team down to help people prepare taxes. They aren't going to be doing that this year, so thankfully we have AARP doing their tax clinics at Rocky Mountain Development Council Senior Center. They do that every year. They're a super great team. They're actually expanding that a little bit this year to pick up some more appointments with the loss of RDI's team. And they will start taking appointments actually today, January 15th. So depending on when you're watching this, you can call 406-616-3080 and leave a message. They'll call you back to make an appointment. And they will start doing taxes on February 6th. So that'll happen in a couple of weeks, but they are taking appointments now. And there's a lot of other ways people can get their taxes done for free online, but we will not have any other on-site tax clinics here in the community this year. One of the things with that is we need to build up a volunteer pool so we can make up for that Rural Dynamics team. They have been supporting us for years. They come down from Great Falls to do that. So kudos to them for all the years of support they've given us in that capacity, but it's our turn to take on that work. So
Right. And Emily, is there a way, it's too late for this year really, or can folks still volunteer if there's an accountant or somebody out there that says, hey, I'll help, I'll volunteer. And I know that we need to build up for coming years, but how do people get more information about that kind of assistance?
Yeah, it's really too late to build up a team this year to replace the Rural Dynamics work because it does take some significant amount of training if you're going to do the tax piece itself. So we will look at building a team for next year. So we'll work with the colleges, potentially with the accounting teams there, and anybody else out in the community who is interested in tax prep. And not just that, we do need 3 or 4 people that do the harder tax work, probably 7 to 10 people that do the lighter weight tax work. I don't know if there's such a thing.
Well, the easy forms.
Yeah. And then we do need a handful of people that do the other things, like help people just smooth out their paperwork, because sometimes we have people that just bring in boxes of paperwork. Sure. People that just make the appointments, help people, greeting people as they come in to get those appointments done. So we do need a handful of just the social people to make those clinics work. So
it does take a small army to
Yep.
pull this off. And we're going to miss RDI, and I'm not looking forward to telling folks we have limited resources this year, but that's the way it is this year.
Yep, but there are a lot of online resources. I know people are a little bit scared of that. It really isn't as scary as it seems once you get into it. But there are myfreetaxes.com through United Way Worldwide. Department of Revenue has options, and the IRS has options that people can look at.
And that could even be a volunteer spot for, as you mentioned, college students and things like that. Just someone that could even help a person walk through an online filing. Not terribly difficult, but the assistance is needed for sure.
It is important because it's really important to help people find those tax credits. That's been a huge boost to our economy when we make sure that people are getting all those tax credits that they're due.
Do you have the numbers from last year? What kind of money we generated and brought back into the community?
I don't have them from the last couple of years because we haven't been an official site for those tax credits. We do them online. But even the 25 or so taxes that we help with the scanning has been over $35,000 coming back to people in the community. So you're looking at about $1,000 or more dollars coming back to each person that we help in the community. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, totally worth it. Well, we will build a team.
Yep. We can make it happen.
Yeah, yeah. Contact us if you're willing to help.
All right. What do you have coming up?
What was the first thing I wanted to talk about? Point in time survey. Coming up at the end of this month. Our friends at Housing and Urban Development, HUD, require local agencies to do their best to count their unsheltered population each year. And the reason we do this is it brings dollars and support into our community based on the number of unsheltered folks we have. And that comes in the form of, as I said, dollars, but also supporting agencies. It helps across our state for funds that come into our Continuum of Care group. And we are going to do that on Thursday afternoon, January 30th. And we're going to begin at 4 locations across the community. We're going to be at God's Love, and at each of these sites we'll be there from 4 to 7 p.m. and we'll be offering a free meal along with some gifts for those who choose to participate in the survey. And we'll be at God's Love from 4 to 7. Faith communities have stepped up and are serving meals, hot meals for folks. And so the locations are God's Love, St. Paul's United Methodist, place where we do the showers. We'll have meals there. Then East Helena United Methodist Church has also opened their doors. And from that location, we'll also be circling out as far as Walmart to see if there's any folks in the Walmart area that might want to be counted. And then the last location, our folks at Good Samaritan Ministries have always done the survey at our place. And with that new location being on National Avenue by the railroad tracks across from United Pacific, something Pacific.
Pacific Steel.
Pacific Steel, thank you. They will be there. They're opening in the coming week, and we'll be there from 4 to 7, counting folks at the new location of our place. Again, and for those of you watching, may recognize it as the old Habitat Restore. It's that location. So those are our 4 locations. And as I said, church communities are providing meals, and then we will train a team of counters who will use their phones, iPads, etc., to ask our unsheltered neighbors a series of about 20 to 25 questions, and that gives us our count. One other piece of the count that we do is we try to take note of folks who are in vehicles. We don't interview them, but we just try to count vehicles so that we have some rough idea of a number of folks who are residing in their cars. We have a number of those folks that come to the showers and are around our community. They're working. Some of them have jobs, but they're sleeping in their cars, and we try to count those folks as well. Anything else I want to say about Point in Time? We are looking for volunteer counters, and as I said, the meals are covered. Some church groups are stepping up and helping us with that. But if you'd like to help be a volunteer counter, please just email me at the United Way or call our office and we can get you registered to be a counter. It does take just a little bit of training. There are a couple of online trainings the week before the event. And we also ask that you come by the office just a little bit early before we send you out to your sites that day so you can get some last minute instructions. So, and if you can't do the whole time from 4 to 7 p.m., if you can come for an hour, 2 hours, whatever you can do, we would appreciate the help. So help us out, get our neighbors counted. And the other piece I didn't mention is at 9 p.m., we send a team of, I don't want to say professionals, but our social workers go out at 9 p.m. and they go into the community, places where folks often bed down, tunnels, under trees, parking lots, some of the places where folks have bedded down for the night, and we try to cover folks who are out and about and may have not been interviewed previously. The last thing I'll mention about that is the count continues for a week afterwards. And we do some follow-up if we get names. And we also, the program itself eliminates duplicates. So the first question we ask is, have you taken the survey? And if they say yes, then we don't repeat it. But sometimes folks will accidentally get counted a couple times. But the survey has the, I don't know if it's AI quality to eliminate any duplications. So it's an effective tool. Last year our count was 181 people, and we'll see where we land this year. The survey is done at the end of January. We usually get our results in usually May. It takes a while for the state to compile that information from across all the communities and state that do the count. So,
And we know
that's our point-in-time survey.
Yeah, we know those numbers are on the rise. We've seen that number go up every year, unfortunately, in Helena, across Montana, across the country. But what we also know is that's just a real small snapshot of what the reality is of our unsheltered or unstably housed population in the community. So working on housing is ever more important.
Absolutely is, and it's the long-term solution. You know, when I talk with some of our unsheltered neighbors and tell them our number, they kind of shake their head and say, "Oh, it's higher than that." And we know that. We know that. But this is at least a measuring stick, something that we compare from year to year to give us an indication of the work that needs to be done.
Yeah. So and
we're going to talk about Spirit of Service.
Spirit of Service.
Yeah.
We took this over from Rocky Mountain Development Council 3 years ago, post-COVID. They had run this program for about 20 years before that, and we have downsized it a little bit from where they ended, but we've been doing 12 to 15 houses the last couple of years. We are going to be putting out applications February 7th, so the community will start seeing that the applications out on our website or out in the social media world. So if anybody knows of people that that own their home and need assistance in their yard or minor home repairs on the outside of their home, we will take applications through April 4th. And then we will go through those as a team at the United Way and the board and figure out which houses we can help out this year. We build volunteer teams from businesses, volunteer groups, just individuals from the community, whoever's willing to help. So again, if anybody's interested in volunteering, let us know. We're building up those teams now. We take donations from anybody and everybody who's willing to give us things, because we'll figure out what people need. Last year it was a stair rail. It's always a lot of paint. It's always a lot of lawnmowers, borrowed gas and all that kinds of stuff. So we'll build out the needs list as we figure out what homes we're able to help. We do try to pool them in different areas of town. So we'll have 2 or 3 houses on one side of town. So we're kind of pooling our resources that way. But then we'll have a lunch for the volunteers and just show appreciation for the people that take the day off and help out those residents in town. It's a great way to just give back and help out some of the people in our community who can't do that work for themselves, and help spruce up their place.
We've had the city county offices build a team. We've had banks put together teams. We've had a number of businesses. It's a great way to do some community building in your office, in your agency, in your place of business, to just roll up your sleeves and give back to the community for half a day, 3/4 of a day. And one thing we are changing up this year, we are going to have kind of a cookout at the end. Is that true?
That's
We're
the
working
plan.
on doing that instead of last couple of years we've delivered lunches, and I think it increases the camaraderie and builds a little more excitement as we all come together at the end, and we can share who fell off what ladder, or
Hopefully none of that.
none of that happens, but it's great to come together and kind of celebrate the occasion. So we're looking forward to a little different closure for the day.
Yeah.
So
It is fun to just tell stories. I always tell the story about how the one lady said, "Please go cut down that hedge," and then the other neighbor came running out and said, "That's my hedge. Why are you cutting that down?" The neighbors had a little feud over hedges,
Sure.
and she thought she could get away with it if she just had me cut down the hedge real fast. And
nice.
I am terrible at gardening, so don't ask me to do the gardening pieces.
Yep. Well, good.
Yeah.
No, it is. It's a great experience. So please contact us if you want to put together a team, and we'll help mobilize your group and have a great day.
Yep. All right. How about kids art?
What else? Kids art. This is one of the more fun things we do each year. We send some kits out to 3rd through 5th graders in school districts, not only Helena School District, East Helena, Lincoln. We send it to Augusta, Wolf Creek, wherever we can, wherever we know folks. And 3rd through 5th graders will learn a little bit about what it means to be civically engaged, what it means to be a good community member. And they watch a little video. It's a couple years old, but it's a young man who inspires folks to get engaged in their community and do things to change the world. And they're inspired by that video, and we give them a little postcard, and then they just create art. There's a lot of recycle and pick up trash and help a neighbor and all those kind of messages that come through in such a kind of innocent and pure way through our 3rd through 5th graders. And we actually use them as thank you cards for the rest of the year. But the end result for this project is a contest, and we narrow it down to the top 10. Each class votes their top 3 winners, and then those are sent to us, and our board and staff select the top 10, and then we put those on Facebook, and then it becomes Facebook likes. For about a week and a half, we do Facebook likes, and the top 3 winners of that contest get some prizes, and the number 1 winner gets a pizza contest at their school. And that's just a great time. And this year we can also add to the winners circle, if you will. We've contacted a billboard company that will help us get some of that local art up on billboards. So we'll be able to share that with the community. And we're excited about doing that. So 3rd through 5th graders, if you have one, talk to your teacher. Teachers, we've already put the word out to teachers. We're getting some responses. Folks that have done it in the past like to do it again. It's a great activity in their classroom. Get some great conversation going around being publicly engaged and changing the world, making it a better place. And I think that's so critical for young people to kind of get that sense of we can help, we can do something. Even if it's sharing a piece of art, that piece of art ends up on a billboard and makes a lot of people's day, getting to see their art. So, yeah.
And it's always really exciting to see what the kids come up with. They are super talented. I'm just so impressed with
super
the art.
Creative.
Yeah.
Yep.
And lots of kids are really excited about recycling.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of kids really excited about the anti-bullying movement.
Right.
Just really cool stuff that the kids send back. And like you said, we use them in thank you cards, and it's like people, and the donors get really excited about getting those cards too.
Mm-hmm.
They actually call us and say, "Oh man, that was a cool card we got."
Yeah, and they are art worthy. They really are. They so creative, and it's great it's always fun in the office going through those and seeing.
It's hard to choose.
It is. It's always tough. So that's why we turn it over to Facebook likes and let folks make their votes, and that'll all be on our website as it occurs. It'll be looking at my dates. It'll be in March by the time we get that out on our website. But we'll start the project in late February, getting packets out to the classrooms and let them do their art. So it's an exciting project.
And then the last thing, well, probably not the last thing we have coming up, but another thing we have coming up is 2-on-1 Day, February 11th. So we help support Voices of Hope out of Great Falls to run the 211 call center, which is also the 988 call center, but we don't have 988 day. So we help support that call center in making sure that the resources on that site are up to date. It's a phone number, it's a website, so you can go to montana211.org, or you can actually call 211. It's a phone number that you can call and get resources. But in Helena, our job is to make sure that all of the resources are there, they're up to date and accurate. So if people go onto the website or call, that what is on there is accurate. So if you're looking for childcare, all the childcare resources are available. If you're looking for food, whatever is available for food is there. So around that time of the year, around 211 Day, we start harassing all of our partner agencies in town and saying, have you checked 211 lately? Is all of your information accurate? Is it all where it should be on the site? And, so if you have a resource out there and it's not on 211, let us know and we'll help you make sure it gets there. We just want to make sure that if somebody needs something and they access 211, that they can find it.
It is a resource that is valuable and unfortunately not as well known as a lot of resources.
It is 20 years old and people don't know it exists.
Right. So calling 211 or going to the Montana 211 website, it is remarkable. You'll find the resources that are there. And as Emily said, our job is to try to make sure that information is as accurate as possible, that as many people are listed as possible. So if you have an agency, a helping organization, and you want to be listed on 211, there is a very easy application process. You can go online. There's a brief vetting process, and you can get your information out there so folks understand that you can be a resource to help solve some of the issues that folks face day to day.
Yeah, and I guess it was in late 2023, all of the call centers in Montana at least became 988 call centers as well. So that transition from 1-800 or 1-888-277-TALK, all those long mental health crisis line phone numbers changed over to just 988. So easier to remember, easier to call. We have dual call centers in Montana, which is great. And we had a ton of promotion around that. Those call centers were well used. Our call center for the Tri-County area numbers, we had over 4,000 calls in 2023. In 2024, we only had about 2,500 calls. We know that when we promote it, it is more used. So if people have any way to promote 211 and or 988, we would love to get information out. We have cards, stickers, posters, whatever we can get out to the community so people know that it's an available resource. We love to get that information out there. I know we had a work study that was handing out to first responders. The Red Cross is great about sharing it when they have an emergency, but it isn't a well-known resource. The more we promote it, the more it's used. So the more we can get that information to the public, the better off we are.
We should probably talk to our radio friends and do a spot about 211 as February approaches.
Yeah, we can actually see the spike in calls when we put it on the radio.
Yep.
We can see that data happening in real time.
Yep.
So, well, I guess we'll sign off and we'll just go get busy because we got a lot of things to do.
A lot going on, and if you need any information about what we talked about today, just give us a call, and we can always use a helping hand.
Yep. You can check us out at unitedwaylca.org, and we'll see you again next week.